Hi guys, it's Rae. We're starting a new cup today. We're going to do an alcohol rain technique, as you might have guessed by my pan, but we're not going to do alcohol inks. We are going to use chameleon powders. So to get the effect, we're going to mix them with alcohol. If you watch Lucinda Swirl, you've seen her do this. She calls them her mycohols. I don't know what other people call them. But I'm going to use the champagne from this box, the teal from this box, and I'm going to go ahead and use the plum. So I have 3 little bottles ready to mix in with their little caps and lids and all of that. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of each in the bottle. And I don't really know how much to use. I don't pay enough attention when I watch other people, apparently. So, and I just made a terrible mess opening the plum. But it's gorgeous. So, I don't have my little tiny funnel handy. So I just have this little coffee stir stick, which can get actually in the bottle. So yeah, I'm going to start with, about that much, maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and get all 3 of them loaded. I've got my bottle of 91% isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just going to pour some of that in each bottle. I'm only going to do like roughly half the bottle because I don't need a ton, and I don't really have plans for the rest of these. And if I feel like I need more color, I can add more color after I mix. So sorry, I'm doing this off camera pouring, but you can see I poured in there. So I'm going to put a cap on each one. I'll put a link to these needle tip caps down below also. It's definitely something that's handy to have on hand. I bought like a 30 pack months ago, or a 25 pack or something, and I use them a lot. So I'm gonna shake them up, kind of see if I feel like my saturation is good. And I can test that on a little scrap of paper towel, actually. So the ink's going to spread around it, and the color's kind of going to sit, which is fine. I'm good with that. I think I'm good with the plum. So I'm going to shake up my teal. That is gorgeous in the bottle. Gorgeous out of the bottle. And I'm going to play fast and loose with this one and not put the lid on. So, there we go. I'm going to get my turner turned on, get my cup back in frame. And I do want to leave some of this black. I don't want to cover the entire cup with color. So I'm just going to saturate my cup. This is a matte black spray paint, so hopefully it'll actually hold the alcohol a little bit more than a gloss. Maybe. I mean, it might not, but we'll see. Wow. these colors are pretty. I may not end up holding as much of the black as I initially intended. So the plum's not going to stand out as much on the black. That's what I'm going to notice right away. I thought these would stand out more on the black base, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should have done it on white. And I do have an extra prepped white cup handy, so I may shift this one and we might go straight to a white also. Just to see the difference. I don't even have ideas for this, to be honest with you. As far as decal work or anything like that. So I'm going to take a low heat on my heat gun and just move this a little bit. So I'm going to grab a white cup, but I think I'm also going to grab my white alcohol ink and do a couple drops of ink with the color over it, just to see what that does. Because really, we're just having a play here. So I'm going to shake this ink up really well. Hopefully this is my good one. And I think I'm going to put some more alcohol, a little more alcohol on it first, which is going to loosen everything back up again. Just so it's got something to move on. Oops. So this is drying like matte, because this was a matte paint to begin with, so don't mind that. I do have some alcohol left in here, so we're actually going to go ahead and work with that. Let me grab a white cup. Okay, so we're going to get some resin on that one in a little bit when it's dry. I think it's going to bring the color back to life. Just had some purple and some blue ink on it that's been activated by the alcohol, and I think we're just going to go ahead and use that. Plus it's had that white added to it rather than using more alcohol, because we are literally just playing at this point. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shake and add it in again. I'm getting a little heavy-handed with my blue again because it's just super pretty. And this is that plum, but it's got that shift to it, so it's, depending on what angle you're seeing it from, it's going to look different. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. It's got a couple of those little finger things that I'm not a huge fan of typically in an ink, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to cap these off. I'm going to let these two dry. I'm going to get one of my double turners freed up so we can figure out what we're going to do with them. And I think I'm just going to go through my bag of goodies and see what I have. By bag of goodies, I mean all my Dollar Tree stuff and pre-made decals, things of that nature. See if I find anything that'll work on either of these. Okay, so we are going to get the resin on these and see how the color pops. I'm going to try and go with the flow of the cup so I don't like smear them up and down and side to side and all around, but who knows. I was going to go straight to decal, and then it occurred to me that the color would wipe right off and I would see the edge of my decals. So I got my head on straight and here we are. But I do think these are quite pretty. Not exactly what I was going for, but I'm pretty pleased with them. I picked just some basic decals from my Dollar Tree collection. I'll see if I still like them against these cups after the glitter, or after the epoxy dries. I may rethink this black one again, but I don't think so. I think what I picked will still work. I know I'm definitely using the one. We're revisiting an old friend decal on this one because it's perfect. So I will be back in a bit to decal these once this resin is dry. Okay, so I'm just going to decal these in place on the turner because my other recording spot is full of other stuff, so I'm going to turn them off. And the lighter colored one is getting another one of these because I absolutely love this decal and I think it will be perfect on this tumbler. So I'm kind of picking my spot. And there's no obvious I hate it spot, so I'm going to go here. This is just a Dollar Tree decal sticker. You guys have seen me use it before. Some of you have gone out and gotten it and sent me pictures of what you did with it, and I absolutely love seeing that. So come join my group and do that. There, that's on there really well. Scooch this over and do the next one. So I decided on this one that I'm going to go with these gold trimmed colorful butterflies. I think my sister picked me up this set from Dollar Tree because I don't remember seeing this set at my store ever, so I feel like that one's going to be too big, but this one's the same. I thought they were really pretty and I thought the colors would play well with what I went with. And I'm not going to give it any kind of a text decal, just the butterflies. These decal stickers are pretty thick compared to some of their other ones. So I'm going to kind of spin it around and look down the edges and make sure everything is really well adhered. If you wanted to, you could go over it with some quick coat or polyacrylic at this point. But I am just going to get my resin mixed up and get some on. This time I'm going to go with the Chaos Resin Liquid Stone, so I'll be back when my resin's mixed. Okay, let's get the resin on these. Again, this is Chaos Resin Liquid Stone Ultra UV. Okay, so we're going to come down and take a closer look. I absolutely love this cup. I wish my camera would focus a little bit better. I think this is so soft and so pretty, and it complements the decal really, really well. I can see a little bit of the shift of the chameleon, but not as much as you can see on the black when it's on the white, but still stunning. And we'll come over here to the black, and maybe you'll be able to see it as it spins. I'm not sure. But again, I am really pleased with this one. So it's kind of dark and soft and pretty at the same time. So probably would have made a really great galaxy tumbler, but I didn't really have anything to do as a galaxy tumbler. I did have a little bit of fold issue on the corner of that butterfly. That one's fine. So I may have to lightly sand after this coat and then give it another coat, but I don't think it's actually going to lift and be a major issue, but I knew because of it being too big, it was going to be a little bit difficult. But there's the bottom of that one. And there's the bottom of that one. Nothing fancy. And a full shot of both of them side to side. So, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.